You were putting a smile on your face just by talking about holidays. Now I'm going to make you feel hungry by talking about fish and chips. Everyone loves fish and chips, don't they? I particularly do if they're smothered in salt and vinegar. I think I like the taste of the salt and vinegar more than the actual fish and chips. But it's still lovely, isn't it? Well, apparently not to young people. New research shows that younger people are ditching traditional fish and chips. But why?
On occasion, maybe. Every now and then, maybe if I've been out for a few drinks. I think there's so much other choice out there. You know, a cafe gets it pretty cheap. There's loads of restaurants around us. So there's so much other options. To me, chips just seem kind of boring.
When I eat chips, I feel like quite greasy, or like I feel a bit like it's comfort food rather than like get up and go food.
I only like particular type of chips, like the slim ones, and a lot of fish chops. They're too thick and too fatty. You've got too much in it, and it's quite hard to digestible.
He's been to McDonald's too much, hasn't he? Used to the thin chips instead of proper, traditional, nice big fat ones. Sandwich shops, sushi bars, burrito stalls, they're taken over, seeing an increase in the number of customers stopping by for a bite to eat. Let's talk now to Craig Moore, who's from the Federation of Fish Fryers and recently won an award for the best fish and chip shop in Britain at the National Fish and Chip Awards. Hello again there, Craig.
Hello again,
Hello. This is very sad news. Do you see it as being true?
I don't, to be honest with you. I've got a lot of friends in the industry, and obviously we've got a fish and chip shop ourselves, and from what I can see, they're all doing exceptionally well and thriving. So I'm not quite sure. I think if anything, might be a bit of an issue with lunchtime trade, where we probably could do with evolving a little bit more and creating smaller light bite meals for the public, but I don't see that otherwise.
That's quite interesting. That suggests you have already thought of maybe turning the fish and chip into even more of a convenience food by changing the shape, the size of it, I don't know how it's served.
Yes, I think fish and chips is taking a bit of a renaissance at the moment. It's coming back kicking and screaming, and it does realise that there are other outlets out there that are doing more light bite meals that they can take into work and nibble upon. And I think that's what our industry needs, and what a lot of shops are doing now is offering various sizes and various portions to cater for different consumer habits.
Because it would be a great shame, not only obviously for the fish and chip people, the people who actually own the shops and businesses, it would be a great shame for our diet, wouldn't it? Because the things that that young people are going for, a lot of burgers or filled sandwiches or things like that, aren't fish related, and we have little enough fish in our diet already, don't we?
Absolutely. I mean, we need to eat more fish, and to be honest with you, I think we need to eat more fish and chips. Fish and chips is a good, honest, natural product, which is basically made from 4 core ingredients, which is fish, potatoes, flour, and oil. And when cooked correctly, is incredibly nutritious and quite low in fat, and used as part of a balanced diet is very, very good. And you don't get that with any other takeaway at all.
No, you don't actually. But interesting, the idea of making it even more takeawayable. I've got a lovely fish and chip shop near me, which is very, very tasty. But still, the way they serve it, you have to go take it home and put it on a plate. And I guess that you need to think of more ways to just make it, like you say, a bit more snacky.
Yes, certainly. I mean, some shops, it depends on where your location is. But us specifically, we're on the edge of the housing estate. So our evening trade is magnificent. But our lunchtime trade, like you say, we just need to make it a little bit more snacky and a bit more user friendly, and we do that. We have lighter bite options, which are lowering calories and better. You're not sitting at work on a heavy stomach, and that works really well. Do
you think that is a factor? You used the word lower calorie there. I just wonder whether because it's fish and chips and it is deep fried, whether negative publicity, possibly in the last 10 years or so, suggesting that it's a very, very fattening meal. Has that done you some harm?
I think it has. I think that's the perception, but I think it's a misconception, to be honest with you, because you get a lot of prawn sandwich, for example, it's actually dripping in mayonnaise and stuff like that, and there's lots of calories in that, and that's the same with lots of other snack food and fast food and food on the go, if you like. It tends to be that fish and chips takes the hit on this, but it's not particularly true. You know, like I said, we are naturally, the fish is full of protein, With mushy peas, it's classed as one of your 5 a day, and full of vitamins B9, B12. It's laden with nutrition.
And apart from anything else, it's British.
And it's British. It's steeped in our DNA. You know, the general public, the UK loves fish and chips, and whenever we can talk about it, that's brilliant. But I don't see an issue with